Yo, how's it going everyone, and welcome to another interview. This time, I'm interviewing AverageTrey. And now, let's get started with this interview. When did you get into gaming?
I got into gaming initially when I played Super Mario All-Stars on the SNES at a relative's house at a super young age, like 4 or 5. The first game I actually owned was Mario Bros. 2, like the port on the Game Boy Advance, and that was when I was like maybe 7 or 8. I also had PC ports of Echo the Dolphin and Sonic CD, which I played from a really young age, and I guess ever since those initial gaming experiences, I was a gamer ever since.
What kind of games do you like?
The kind of games I like, I'm typically into anything single player. Definitely more of a single player gamer. I did have like a really brief Xbox Call of Duty FPS phase, but then again, who didn't? It was a pretty brief phase though, and never really held my interest as long as most of my friends. However, I did watch a lot of Call of Duty videos on YouTube. I just didn't play it a ton. But yeah, pretty much any single player game, whether it's puzzle, real life simulator, platformer, you name it. If it's decent, I'm probably gonna enjoy it.
What fan base in the gaming community would you say is the worst and most toxic?
The first example I can think of would probably be the casual side of Super Smash Bros. Players. The ones who believe that items should still be allowed in competitive play. Like, I don't know, somehow these people still exist, at least on Twitter, and this sort of issue should have been left in 2003 at the latest. So, anyway.
What is your favorite console?
Gotta be the GameCube, the one I grew up with and played the most by far.
What game are you most hyped for?
The game I was most hyped for was Animal Crossing New Horizons, but now that that's out, and I've been enjoying it by the way, I guess Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever they're gonna call it, the new Zelda game. Always hyped for that.
What is one game you would make if you could?
I've had this idea for a few months now, but I would really like to see some sort of crossover between Soul Calibur and Fire Emblem. Like, put those two games and their characters sort of together into one game. Maybe incorporate aspects of both fighting games and turn-based strategy. I don't know, make it work somehow. Make it like super dope. I'd be really into that.
What company would you choose to make your ideal game?
The company I would choose to make this game, I guess, obvious answer would be Namco Bandai, who makes Soul Calibur, combined with Intelligent Systems, who develop Fire Emblem. Those two mingle together and make it happen somehow.
What is your favorite location in a video game? Like, for example, a town or a dungeon?
Would be Delfino Plaza from Super Mario Sunshine. Just a place I've ran around numerous times, and it's set up pretty amazingly. It just feels like a real place that would exist in a world in a Mario game. And it just lays out all the levels super well, and it's just great. Love Delfino Plaza.
In your opinion, what are 3 of the worst games ever made?
3 worst games that I played growing up that I personally owned. So the first would be Finding Nemo on the GameCube. The 2 things I remember from that game are the horrendous load times, and you would swim through rings, sort of Superman 64 style. Then the second game would be Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm actually quite the fan of Sonic games, even 3D ones, which tend to get more hate. But Shadow the Hedgehog, just many aspects of that game just didn't do it for me. I don't know. Not a fan. And then thirdly would be, I had Doug on the Game Boy Color. It's the one Game Boy Color game I owned, just because I think my brother won it at something in elementary school. And it's based on the show Doug. It's super bland. It's just whatever. It's Doug. I mean, come on.
Who is your favorite video game music composer?
So the only 2 video game music composers I know off the top of my head are Grant Kirkhope and Koji Kondo. Both legendary people, obviously. But I got to go with Koji Kondo. He made the soundtracks for most of my childhood favorites, so dude's a legend. Got to go with Koji Kondo.
Alright, everybody, that is the interview. Thank you so much, AverageTrey, for allowing me to interview you, man. I really appreciate it, and I highly recommend that you guys go and check out his YouTube channel. He's got some great speedrunning content on his YouTube channel, and I really definitely recommend that y'all check out his world record progression video on 120 shine sprites of Super Mario Sunshine. It is very well made, very well informed. Yeah, it is awesome. I'll leave that video in the description down below as well. But alright, thanks so much for watching. See y'all next time. Goodbye.